welcome to today's edition of the Steve Malzberg Show. As you can see, Steve's off on assignment. I'm Rick Unger. I'll be filling in for Steve today. And I want to begin this first segment of the first hour talking about something that we're seeing increasingly take place in politics during political campaigns. And I'm not so sure it's the best thing for any of us, no matter which side of the political equation you may find yourself. Earlier last week, Senator Rand Paul, the Kentucky senator who has declared himself a candidate for the 2016 election, he wants to be the nominee of the Republicans, began teasing a potential scandal that he said would rock the Clinton candidacy in the coming weeks. What was that scandal? Obviously, he got all the news people fired up. They all went out looking to see, whoa, what was out there? What was the next scandal going to be in Hillary land? Well, what we discovered, and we found out when the New York Times published a story Sunday night, that there is a book that will be coming out. I believe the release date is the 5th of May. The book is called Clinton Cash. And what it purports to do is make the connection between monies that were donated or paid to the Clinton Foundation, which is the charitable foundation operated by ex-President William Clinton. It was actually also run by Hillary until she declared her nomination, and their daughter Chelsea Clinton plays a major role in the operation of the foundation. The point of the book is to say that monies that were paid to the foundation, or in some cases direct payments to Bill Clinton for speeches, were in fact payments designed to gain favors from Secretary Hillary Clinton when she was running the State Department. Now, I can't sit here and tell you that the allegations you're going to find in that book are patently untrue. Can't do it. It's possible they are true. And of course, at the end of the day, if you choose to read this book, you are going to be the final judge. And also, we can expect that people who tend to be supportive of Hillary Clinton will look at these charges and go, nothing new here, nothing to see, not true. But at the same time, people who tend to not like Mrs. Clinton will likely believe the charges that are made in the book. Now, I am familiar with two of the charges that have been made, and I wrote about it in a piece yesterday that you may want to take a look at. It's at Forbes.com. And I talk about how one of these payments, a large payment actually, that was made supposedly by a Canadian bank and a shareholder who has a stake in the pipeline, the XL pipeline, had made this large donation, $1 million or more, in fact, to the Clinton Foundation. The idea being that this was made at around the same time that Mrs. Clinton was reviewing the XL pipeline for potential approval or disapproval. The inference made is that that money was donated to the foundation to get Mrs. Clinton to support the XL pipeline. Now, I was being somewhat ironic in the piece when I said, well, obviously that paid off really well because, look at how well that made it through the administrative process. And now the XL pipeline is being built with all due speed. And of course, I was kidding because we all know that the XL pipeline has never been approved, and who knows if it ever will be. So if in fact there was this payment made to influence the Obama administration, well, that was a real waste of money, wasn't it? I wonder if the book talks about whether or not that bank wanted their money back. A more interesting charge has to do with money that was donated to the foundation that allegedly changed Mrs. Clinton's opinion on a free trade deal that we had been negotiating and ultimately agreed to with the country of Colombia. When Mrs. Clinton ran for president, she took a position against this trade deal that had been negotiated by the previous administration, saying that she had problems with the fact that Colombian workers were not treated very well and that the environmental parts of the treaty didn't come up to her standards. But what the book doesn't tell you is that during that same campaign in 2008, Senator Obama, then Senator Obama, also didn't like it. And what I'm sure it doesn't tell you that after Obama got into the White House, they renegotiated the treaty. They got much better language in there involving the workers in Colombia, and they got much stronger language in there involving the environmental impact of this agreement. So in other words, they were against it when it didn't have this language. Now, maybe those payments had something to do with it, and that's particularly interesting because it came from a close Clinton friend. But the fact of the matter is, they actually got a better deal, which could also explain why they were happy to sign this deal. My point being, don't believe everything you read. Go ahead and read it and form your own opinion as to whether or not whoever is writing this book is being legit. But don't just take it no matter what. Coming up next, I'm speaking with Newsmax analyst John Fund. We're going to talk Carly Fiorina and a whole lot more, so stay tuned. We're coming right back.